Ramble.
That's what I want to do going forward. You know, we're just a big old family. There shouldn't be a reason why we look at Smosh and Smosh games as any different.
I want to fight you at 80.
What? Yeah, when we're mostly robots?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in. Opening Instagram when my wife is around is always a huge risk because I follow cosplayers. And now I open my Instagram, it's just like butts. I'm like, hey, whoa, okay.
So you guys don't...
No one eats cucumbers this way.
double fist cucumbers and then just like...
Nope.
Between...
He won't stop.
Please stop doing it.
I'm nervous.
Don't be nervous.
Too. This is the first time I've ever done a podcast with like headphones like this.
Really? How does it feel?
It feels weird. It's like, why do I need the headphones if I'm right next to them? But I can. Yes.
That way, if you're screwing up and talking way out here, you'll know it.
Yeah. Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. Hey everyone, and welcome to SmoshCast. Today I am joined by some very wonderful people that I love very much. Mari Takahashi and Lasercorn from the Smosh games. If you heard of it, you heard.
What's that?
Smosh game.
Smosh.
Some dumb channel.
Smosh
So yeah, there's I've gotten a couple comments, just a few, being like, it doesn't matter what I post on Twitter, if it's something about, you know,
cats.
A war or cats
or cats,
anything,
gum.
The response I get is, where is Smosh Games?
Yes.
It doesn't matter what the hell I say. There's always some person. And it has nothing to do with what I tweeted. And there's like, where's Smosh Games? Give me Smosh Games.
Every time I see that comment, though, I'm very grateful for the demand.
Yes.
There's demand in the market.
There is demand. There's demand because Smosh Games is wonderful and the people in it are wonderful.
Aw, you're wonderful too. Yeah.
So for those wondering, Smosh Games is coming back April 10th. April 10th.
We're just finding out now, too.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
This is a wonderful surprise.
That was a big surprise.
Yeah.
You don't have a choice. You have to be a part of it.
They will hold us at gunpoint. Awesome. Yeah, we're gonna be playing some Mortal Kombat.
Oh, yeah.
Which I'm excited about.
Yep.
Sub-Zero.
You know, I just
Sub-Zero?
realized...
Yeah, I always call him Sub-Zero.
Sub-Zero, yeah. I realized that Mortal Kombat is one of the first games we played all together.
Do you remember?
At the old studio in
Yeah.
Sacramento, the tiny one.
Yeah.
It was like one of the first ones that we played together.
And wasn't the punishment the person that lost got a fatality?
Yeah, like badly edited fatality. It's just like whatever we could do in Premiere. I'm like, I think I could take his head off and add a blood effect.
Yeah. I remember that. It didn't look that great, but it was really funny.
I think it was me. Was it me?
Yeah.
Did I get fatalitized?
I think Sohinki
It's
might
like
have
bottom
fatalitized
3.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I got fatalitized.
I remember
Yeah.
there's something about the moon. Am I thinking of a different video?
That was the high five.
Oh, okay. That was the announcement video.
Yeah.
That was the announcement video on Clever Games, was it? Back when...
Which is gone now. You can't find... Dude, I went to look up the other day. Sorry to change topics. I thought I turned that off.
Come on,
I should probably turn
dude.
my phone off, too.
I thought
Oh my
I turned
gosh,
it
am
off.
I the only professional here?
I think so.
I just don't know where my phone is.
There we go.
Yeah, all the old videos are gone. Like Clever Games, you can't find Smosh Takes Over Clever Games anymore. It's
Just
gone.
erased?
And someone erased it.
So...
You got Machinimud.
Yeah, we got Machinimud.
Oh, no.
They came for us.
You know what would have been funny if somebody, after the Defy closure, somebody bought Clever Games?
Just Clever Games.
Yeah, maybe that's what happened.
Yeah, that could be. And they're rebranding.
Because there was a company that came in and like bought all the trash that didn't sell.
Yeah.
Like they're just like, yeah, whatever, I'll take that.
What
So,
other properties
Interesting.
do they have that were like that they weren't focused on?
I mean, they had Break, which used to be a really popular
Right.
website.
Then they still have girl.com,
Yeah, they had Girl.
which is like a really good website. And like, just
Yeah.
like the URL is so good.
They also had teen.com.
Which,
And
that's a great
when,
URL.
What? Yeah.
So
It's going to wind up a porn site, isn't it?
well, so this is the thing.
Oh my God.
Okay, so this is the thing. When I was working on the process of pulling Smosh out myself, I was able to see all the things that Defy owned, and then I had the ability to bid or add things to the bid for Smosh. So with that, there was a ton of URLs that they owned. some of which were defysucks.com,
Really?
which we got.
Nice. Oh man,
I think
a lot of potential for that
I think
one.
we also got breaksucks.com. We got a lot of really sexist, weird URLs that I'm guessing came from like the break era. Like we got this website. I think we got the website Chickapedia.com, and there's also Asian Chicks Chickapedia that I think we also got.
Hey, I want that one. I want to run it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, give
I'm
that
the
to Mari.
admin.
I don't think we've.
She's got a birthday coming up.
I think we own the URLs, but we haven't done anything with it. But we thought it could be fun to do something with all these bad URLs. Like it's so gross, man. Like, and I think they come from the Break side because Break basically built a business off of. I mean, most of it was sexist content, where it's
Which is like 2000s humor. Like it really just was.
Yeah.
And it's crazy how far we've come in such a short amount of time, and just how woke people got, and it's just like it happened freaking quick.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
crazy.
Break was a gigantic website. It was massively successful. It was a lot of like prank content, bro content, like very like fails, that kind of stuff.
I used to watch fail compilations.
But I think at the end there was one person running the website.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I can't like speak
Massively
fully to that,
us.
but it's crazy to see something that was so big, become like
nothing,
irrelevant.
Yeah,
basically. Like I went to their like Twitter and they get like 6 likes on their post, so it's very strange. And I think that also goes into websites aren't really like a thing anymore. Like there's Reddit, but if you think about it, like what do you like?
Reddit,
what do you
YouTube,
go to?
Facebook, Twitter. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all broken down into social media.
Yeah.
Here's my big question. Did you get the rights to blacksmosh.com? Because I think there's a lot of potential there.
Oh, that's a good question. I should look into that.
Yeah. Also, look, if we're doing spin-offs like that, smoshdad.com, there's only one of us. It would just be me and my kid.
Daddies
Okay.
of Smosh.
Dad Smosh, yeah.
Excuse me, I am Daddy Smosh.
What? Oh, yeah.
Don't get it
well, the
twisted.
people that call you daddy are not the kind of people you want to put up.
That's probably true. That's probably true.
They ain't toddlers.
Yeah.
But it is kind of strange, like how you have this giant internet, and now it's become so whittled down to just a few properties that are massively successful. Like even Smosh.com, like it was like we had insane like visit numbers like back in the day, like when like articles were a thing, and that just became more and more irrelevant. So when it came time to restart Smosh after Defy, it didn't really make sense to me to devote like time and effort and money into a website which was like, here's some funny pictures.
Yeah, I think it has to be something flooded with content consistently. Like we've gotten so used to the Reddit sort of things, or like even a Twitter feed sort of thing, where we're bombarded with stuff, and if it's not that, it's too slow for the average consumer nowadays.
Yeah.
I'm
trying to even think of another website I go to regularly
Amazon.
outside of the big ones. Amazon, that's right.
And talk about a monopoly. I mean, that is just taken over.
There's only a few websites that I go to aside from the obvious Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Like I go to Kotaku every once in a while. I'm like, oh, what's happening in video games? And I go to like Jalopnik whenever I want to be like, oh, what's going on in cars?
Yeah,
and that's about it.
I'll still go to Rock Paper Shotgun occasionally, but yeah, it's like if I just want to read a review and I don't want to watch it and I want to skim through to the parts I care about, I'll actually go to a review site. But yeah, aside from that, I'm just like, I could probably find something I need on YouTube or something.
Yeah, even like gaming journalism, like I feel like that's kind of dying. Like it's becoming more and more irrelevant because people will just they'll just go to Metacritic and just kind of look at it, or they'll go to their favorite YouTuber and see what they have to say about it. Like I feel like more people rely on, Video Game Donkey than GameSpot.
He's so funny.
Yeah, I wonder how much it's like cherry picking for our generation too. But I also feel like if you're subscribed to like the Wall Street Journal or like Entrepreneur or something, you're getting those every day, and you're kind of more in the circuit of like reading stuff every day. I feel like for most people, we just cherry pick whenever there's something interesting to us in that moment. Because, like the last time I read anything on Kotaku was probably a couple of weeks ago, and it was just only because of what was it called? The Ubisoft all-girls group?
I don't know this.
Oh,
yeah, I can't remember.
Gamer
but
chicks or something.
Yeah, something like that.
But
But,
they
it was the demise
what is
of that.
this?
And
What is this? They only play Ubisoft games, but they're
no, it was a Ubisoft sanctioned all women's group, and they weren't necessarily like
group
esports.
to do what?
Go to events, mostly all gaming stuff. Melanie Mack was actually a part of it, super early on.
I remember they had a really cringy like announcement video, right?
I don't remember. I just know that it was Ubisoft sanctioned, and then a few years went by, and they just no longer had the support. And it was really early on. I just wonder if there's going to be something like that again. I think it happens in small doses, but that was just something that was.
Oh, it's called Frag Dolls.
Frag Dolls.
Frag Dolls.
Thank you, Kevin.
Thank
Kevin,
you.
our producer, coming in with the knowledge.
Kevipedia.com. Get that one.
Kevinpedia.
Yeah.
That's
Let's
a
consult-
website I'd visit.
We're gonna call that now. We're gonna call
Yeah.
it Kevinpedia. Let's consult
Kevinpedia.
Kevinpedia
Yeah.
real quick. Thank you so much. I should have been doing the research myself. My bad.
Yeah, you got the laptop.
Frag Dolls.
I didn't think
Yeah.
I've heard that name, but I never associated it with Ubisoft. I didn't know
I
that
hadn't
they were
either
Ubisoft
until I-
sanctioned. I
until
thought
I
it was
did
just
some
like
research.
a group of girl gamers, and I thought they were cosplayers too. Are they not?
I don't think so.
Just gamers.
I don't think they were
Okay.
cosplayers, yeah.
Okay, then I got it wrong. I don't know what I'm talking about.
I mean, Melanie Mack cosplays as Lara Croft sometimes.
She just is her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically, yeah. But okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's weird. Gaming's also become like very singular in the fact that the rise of Fortnite has sort of made it a thing where there can only be one. Like there can only be one game, and like I hope Apex does better. Like because it came out strong.
Yeah, it's
Super
starting
strong.
to overtake them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is
It's
good.
funny. I see all these memes too. It's like, no, everyone stop wishing for the demise of Fortnite because all the 13-year-olds are playing Fortnite and we can enjoy Apex Legends.
That's
it's
funny.
Like,
That's true.
That's what it's like kind of marketing itself as is like the adult Fortnite. So it's like, leave the kids over there playing Fortnite and we'll play Apex. And to be clear, I don't think Fortnite's a bad game. It's just not for me. Like, there's nothing more frustrating to me than going to shoot someone and having a clear line of sight and getting like one shot off and then a wall instantly appears in front of me.
Mine's
I'm
the
like,
absolute opposite.
Oh, really?
I've built a wall to protect myself, and the worst thing for me is somebody trying to break that down.
what?
I just don't like that person breaking the wall that I just made down.
It's a shoot. You're supposed to be shooting.
Yeah, no, I don't. I made myself like a safety net. I want to stay there. Don't shoot at it.
Yeah.
Also, no one can build a wall that fast. I know it's a video game.
That's what you think.
But,
all right.
Yeah. Even if, I just wish it wasn't a wall. I just wish it was like a light shield or something like more believable than like I instantly brick and mortared this thing.
So you want more realism?
In my Fortnite, yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's a stupid complaint.
then
I
you
know
get
it
Apex.
is.
I just don't. I'm just not like a huge fan of it. Like,
Really?
and when it comes to competitive online shooters, I've just pretty much like given up on them.
Oh yeah,
because-
I'm not good enough to play them.
Yeah, that's the issue because we are adults and we have things that we have to do with our lives. We don't have 5 hours every day. Like when I was 15, for sure I would have that time to get good at it. But now I got real life stuff that I got to worry about.
Yeah.
So I don't have the 5 hours to every day to train on Fortnite to murk fools.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
to
I'll
gank
leave,
noobs or whatever the kids are saying.
but
What is that's what those kids are saying
Yeah,
out
that's
there,
what
right?
they're
The
saying.
Fortnite kids. Yeah.
It's
They
been
do.
interesting to gauge how Fortnite is doing by asking my 7 and 9-year-old nephews.
Wow.
Because they were on it like as soon as Fortnite really got big with Ninja and all that stuff, and they were right on top of it. And they're super obsessed, and the way that like little kids are able to absorb information is so crazy because they know like every single gun, every single weapon in it, and it's still like really hot for kids.
Yeah.
It's still the number one.
I wonder if back in the day when I was like super into Halo, if me talking about Halo constantly was like if there was an older generation that was like, oh my God, this Halo, I just can't wait for this Halo fad to die out. I wonder if there was that, and I just never noticed them.
To a degree, but I think Fortnite's eclipsed that.
Yeah.
Like, just the access to the game is unprecedented.
Yeah.
Like you can get it on
Mobile.
PC,
Yeah, that's true.
Xbox, PlayStation. You can get
Switch.
it any Switch, yeah. So literally anything that has a screen and buttons, you could play Fortnite on, and it's free.
Yeah.
So there's not a $60 like, gate that's holding you back from playing it.
That's
it
true.
hits so many generations because I know my brother started playing it as like research for his kids to see if it was appropriate or not, and he's completely obsessed, and he only plays on mobile because he's always on the road.
Mobile just seems like the most
Right?
I would never even try it.
I think
Although
that's the only
maybe
way I
it's
would win.
What? on mobile?
Maybe. I don't know.
It just seems like it would be so much harder. I don't play many mobile games at all, really.
I don't.
I used to play Hearthstone, and I just got Final Fantasy Tactics on mobile because I missed that one, and I'm like, oh, this is a cool game that I can go back and play on mobile. But other than that, I have like 2 games, and then I have a Kindle full of books.
Yeah.
I'm like an 85-year-old lady.
My
I have solitaire and a match 3 game.
Well, those are the most hardcore games.
My mobile game is scrolling through Instagram and hoping that I don't accidentally double like a hot girl on Instagram.
That's a hard game.
a fun game, yeah.
That's a tough game.
That's a dangerous
it's risky,
one.
Yeah.
It's so risky
High
because
risk.
you're like scrolling through your feed or whatever. And you're like, okay, don't accidentally like twitch your thumb on this photo.
It's the scariest when you're looking at really old photos of somebody. Just, if you've just gone way down, it's 2 years later.
Never done that. Nope.
I've never done it on
creeped.
accident, but it's like it's really scary. Super high risk.
Yeah.
Opening Instagram when my wife is around is always a huge risk because
Oh,
I follow cosplayers because I'll like meet them at conventions or whatever, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'll follow you on Instagram, and now I open my Instagram, it's just like butts. I'm like, hey, whoa, okay, scrolling. Oh, here's Ian.
Hey, we should gamify it. We should like have to like mess with each other while one person scrolls through on your own account, and it'll be like really embarrassing. It'll be like scrolling through like an ex's like Instagram or something, and if people mess around with you until you mess up. Oh no.
Yeah.
I've said it and I don't want to do it.
Yeah, terrible idea. Edit this out.
Terrible but great if it's somebody else doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Courtney opened up her phone next to me when we were waiting at YouTubers React, and it was like straight up girl in lingerie first thing. I was like, really, Courtney? And she's like, I follow this person, but she doesn't normally post these photos. This is she's never done this before. I was like, sure.
I have like no shame. I'm like, you do you. Great job.
Yeah.
Well done. Good for you.
Do you guys have a dummy Instagram account that you use to follow people that you don't want people to know that you follow?
I used to have one, but
No.
I lost the password, so now I don't have it.
Oh no.
I know, it's kind of sad.
Rip.
But I feel like I had like two sexy girls on that one, and then a lot of like baking, like DIY stuff. I never
No one
baked,
must
by the way.
know that I'm into baking.
Yeah.
That was your dummy
Well,
account?
because I didn't want to send like the wrong signal because I don't cook. I just like
okay.
watching other people cook.
So it's just that feed was just buns and bunt cakes.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yes. Cookies and tits. I can't think of it.
There was no
Cookies
alliteration
and-
there.
I don't want to say the C
Biscuits
word.
and boobies.
Biscuits and
I'm
boobs.
much
That's a
better
good
at
one.
this. Yeah.
Taffy and tits?
Buns and buns. Buns and buns.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did it.
I don't know how the hell we got onto that subject.
Instagram butts?
None of these subjects that we talked about were on your piece of paper.
I
by
know.
the way.
Thank you. My piece of paper that I posted in the front of my laptop. What have you guys been up to over these several months?
Oh yeah.
Well, I've been getting fat, so that's
Yeah,
been going well.
baby!
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, Team Fat. Greg Miller.
Team Fat.
Shout to Kinda Funny and Greg Miller.
You have a great excuse though. You're a
'Cause
daddy.
I am a dad, which is the ultimate excuse to get fat. Yeah, I got to get that dad bod going. Except for like Joe Beretta is like shatters the whole illusion.
Yeah.
'Cause he's like, oh yeah, well I got some kids, and he takes his shirt off and
Yep.
it's like, ah.
That man's built like a 22-year-old.
I know. I'm so jealous. Raising a kid, doing that. I've been I flew to New York. I checked out the Rockstar headquarters recently.
Oh, cool.
And streamed with those guys.
Played
Super
a little
nice
Grand
guys.
Theft Auto 6.
Played a little what?
7, 8.
The NDAs. No, they didn't show me anything cool.
Sure. I'm winking at Lasercorn for those that are listening right now and not watching on
Yeah.
Did you actually get to
winking.
play any of 6?
What? No, there is no 6.
I'd be so mad.
There is no 6. There is no 6.
They've got to be building it.
They probably are
They are
working
building
on
it.
It's in space. No.
Oh man, if it was all Saints Row-ish and like mixed all that, I wouldn't
Yeah.
be mad at all.
Yeah, they got to go back to being a little more goofy. I think. But
Yeah.
they probably won't ever. I think they kind of said that was the previous generation. Now they're leaning more towards realism.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what they do next, but I did not get any sneak peeks. And I did a foam run the other night, a foam glow run with.
Is that a rave?
No, it's like you run through foamy things.
What?
They shoot foam on you and the foam glows.
What?
It's hard to explain. And
Were you at the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards?
Yeah, I was there. No, it's these are like things you could sign up for. Like people put together runs and you pay an entrance
believe
fee,
you.
and then they put glow. And they had a bunch of black lights, so the glowy stuff reacts with the black lights. It's a real thing.
Was it like a 5K?
Yeah, it was a 5K. So
5,000 miles.
yeah,
5,000 miles. Wow,
like
good job.
that's exactly what that means.
Well
5,000
done.
miles. That's what the K stands for. So I did that with Odom of the Warp Zone.
Oh, yeah.
And and Justine and my wife, and it was fun. And
Nice.
so yeah,
Odom of the Warp Zone. You made it sound like he's like a Game of Thrones character.
yeah.
First of his kind.
Yeah. I'm actually going to, after we do our Mortal Kombat thing, I'm actually going to Warp Zone, who are shooting literally 4 minutes from here. And I'm going to do a video with them too. So, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
they are
Look
coming
at
back
you
as well.
getting
Yeah.
around.
Yep, they
Yeah.
were rescued from the pits of Defy.
They were also rescued. Yes.
We we pulled them out. I'm glad they're coming back.
Yeah, man. Oh, I love those guys. They're awesome.
Yeah.
And they're really funny. Yeah. Can't wait to see what they do.
We were just talking about this last night, but every year when Game of Thrones comes back, they always do a last season wrap up.
Oh.
And like Game of Thrones, like next season is coming up, and they haven't done the wrap up. I don't know what happened that last season.
Uh-oh.
I need
maybe
it.
There's still time before the first episode.
I'm
First
panicking,
episode,
Warp
April
Zone.
12th.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I've seen that
There's
before.
still time.
There's
Don't
still
give up
time.
hope. I'll tell them. I'll be like, Mari says you have to do it.
Yeah,
I'll tell them when I see them today.
even if they don't like post it up on video,
Just for you.
Yeah,
no, they're not going to post
a
it. They're going to
personal
come
one.
to your house, Mari.
Live,
And they're gonna,
live show.
the Warp Zone live right in your living room.
It's now I'm
get in
expecting
here?
it.
So
Yeah.
back to the foam run. What is the foam made out of?
Look, we don't ask those questions. I don't know. It's like bubbles, foam, like
And it's just like
bubbles.
the road is just full of bubbles.
Well, they have specific sprayers you go under that spray foamy bubbles on you, and then the bubbles are infused with the stuff that reacts with black light. So
this
that
sounds
when
like a
you go under
human
the black
car
lights,
wash. You went through a car wash and you're calling it a 5K.
What? Well, it was 5K of. It wasn't 5K of all foam. Some of it was just running through a parking lot.
This just kind of sounds like a drug trip version of Holly.
What? I can't believe you guys have never heard of
Did
these
somebody
things.
like clean your body with the foam?
No.
Is it, like,
Did you get into
cleansing?
the
No.
car and just cover your car? And
There was no
glowing
cleaning.
stuff?
You just run through it. What? No. What? Oh, was my car covered? No. By the time we got to the very end, we were mostly dry because you're running, so you kind of dry off. So we were mostly dry, and then.
Does other people's foam get on you?
Other people had.
Do you guys swap foam?
All right. No, there was no foam swapping.
I like
You guys just.
I like that we can't just simply run anymore. We have to like make a
Yeah.
game out of it. Like there's like one where you get chased by zombies.
Yeah, zombie runs.
Oh yeah, that one
Zombie
sounds
runs,
dope.
foam runs. There's rock and roll runs where there's like bands every mile or
I
something.
just don't
I almost
see you
did one of
doing
those.
this. I just don't.
What?
I don't see you doing a. Is it colorful foam? Is it like rainbow foam?
No, so when it comes out of the,
Explain this, Mari.
when
Why
it
can't
comes,
you listen?
When it comes
just
out of
don't
the sprayers,
understand.
Okay, I
it's
don't
just like
understand
white
that.
bubbles. It looks like bubble bath, okay? When it hits you, but then it has black light stuff in it, so that when you run under the black lights, you like turn colors.
Doesn't it just turn colors if it's white? Because doesn't white react to black light? Or is it like a different kind of color?
No, it'll turn, but this stuff like turned red. And
This is
stuff.
killing him.
Yeah.
Look at his eyes; they're so dead.
What? Me or him?
Mari,
having to explain. Yeah, Mari, what have you been up to?
what have you been up to?
Have you been foam running?
Have you done any fun runs?
No.
Did you do a run where they shot at you?
The only running that I've been doing is inside airports from trying not to miss my flights.
Yeah, you've been literally, like in this past year, how many countries do you think you've been to?
Oh, gosh. I wish I prepared and counted. I don't know. I think I've been back to Japan like 4 or 5 times in a year.
I'm so jealous.
Yeah. This past month, what month are we in? March? Are we in March right now? Yeah. March, I think I'm home for 7 days out of the entire month.
My God, woman.
I don't know why we pay rent for an apartment.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah. So lots of traveling.
You should Airbnb your place.
Should, but it's illegal to.
Yeah.
You can't do that with apartments.
Right.
Yeah. So I've been up to lots of traveling, lots of working for travel, or traveling for work. Something I got to do a couple weeks ago, which was really fun, was lobby Congress.
Oh, yeah.
Was
for NASA, was it?
Yeah. So I went on behalf of Bill Nye's organization, Planetary Society, to talk to our state senators in California about just being a private citizen and being interested in space and space advocacy and putting humans back into flight and really just being like, hello, I'm just a person in the state and I'm interested. I think that Congress should continue funding NASA.
So Bill Nye approached you to do this?
No, Bill has a team that allows for people to sign up to learn how to do this.
Oh, okay.
So they put you through training and stuff to make sure that you're not going to go in there and
when you lobby them, do you go in there and you're like, we want you to sign this bill? Is that how you do it? Because that seems like it would be an effective strategy. I know nothing about lobbying, but if I had to guess, I'd guess that's how it goes.
I think there was a really a huge lost opportunity there. I think you should come in with that pitch next year because you're going to kill it.
You hear that, Nye? Get me. I'll push your initiatives through Congress.
It was just
with catchy songs.
It was just a really cool experience, something that I never thought that I was important enough to do. And I think it's a reminder that, like, as U.S. citizens, we're very privileged to be able to do it. So if you care about something, you can do it. Go do it. So that's all. Yeah, it's good stuff.
You're super into space stuff.
But I'm not an expert, right? I'm not an engineer. I don't have a BS, like a Bachelor of Science. Like I'm a fan. But by no means am I some sort of expert.
I have a few questions, though. Is it true that there's more than 15 miles of space out there?
More than 15 miles of space?
This is what I hear.
You know, I believe it's true that there's more than 15 miles of space.
See, she knows things.
Is this a flat Earth thing?
This is a resource we have access to.
Is that a flat Earth thing?
What? I don't know what shape the Earth is. I assumed it was some sort of cube. Is it not?
I like that it's a cube for you and not a flat.
I just play a lot of Minecraft.
Okay.
I assume they modeled that on real life, right?
Yeah. There's definitely edges to it.
Yeah.
Don't get too close to the edge.
And
this is good.
And if you punch a pig, you get just a nice little pork chop.
Yeah.
If you do it with something that's on fire, it'll already come cooked.
Hey, look at that.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you never gone out to a farm with just a flaming axe and just hack?
Oh, I thought you meant in the game.
No,
Jesus, no.
In real life.
Okay, wait, are there flaming weapons in Minecraft now?
You can light a stick, I think, on... Wait, what is it?
You can have a torch.
Yeah.
So you beat it with a torch? I've never done that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You can have it so that it cooks.
Wait, can you hit things with a torch? I thought you could only place them. No, you... I'm so confused.
Yeah, we haven't played.
I'm
We
sure
need to get back into it. We need to get back into it.
We can get fact checked by the comments on our Minecraft knowledge.
You'd think after this many
We've
years,
been playing it for years. There's no excuse for us not to know this. We don't pay attention at all when we're playing.
No, because I'm just trying to make sure that my stuff doesn't get blown up.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to blow up your stuff.
Yeah,
mainly when we play.
It's like a constant point of panic.
Yeah, I remember the recipe for TNT, and that's about it.
That's all that matters for you, because you're just
sand and gunpowder.
You're just ruining everybody's things.
Yeah. That's the best part of the game.
That's very Lasercorn of
What?
you.
Yeah, that's why they made the game.
And speaking of your name, Lasercorn, I think it's very strange that I've called you by your real name maybe twice in my life.
Why would you do that?
And referring, like, it's very strange talking about you to people that don't know Smosh games, because I'm like, well, Dave, but
Yeah, you have
I don't
to think
call
about it,
him
right?
Yeah, I do. I honestly do, because but I always have to explain it to people. I'm like, okay, so like, he goes by Lasercorn. I don't have time to get into it, but that's just what I call him. That's what everyone calls him, I guess. But it's very strange calling you by your real name.
No, and even me, when I introduce myself to people, I have to take a second and think about what context I'm in. I'm like, is this a social context where these people don't know me as Lasercorn, or is this like a gaming thing where I should introduce myself as Lasercorn? And a lot of times when people are like, oh, what's your name? I'm like, and that
Who
weirds
am I?
people out. Is like, because they're like, you have to think about your name. Like, who pauses to think about what name they're going to give?
Yeah.
There's two people. There's YouTubers who have an alternate persona, and then there's serial killers who have made a new identity for themselves, and they have to think about it a second. Larry.
Yeah.
Not that guy that killed a bunch of people in that other county. Not Greg. Larry. Yeah.
I like to imagine that you just have an existential crisis every time it happens, and you just have fear in your eyes.
Yeah.
Who am I?
Yeah. What's your name? Good question.
But what is a name?
My real name? I should just legally change my name to Lasercorn and be done with it.
Yeah.
Then I would just only introduce myself as Lasercorn.
First name
Yeah.
Laser, last name Corn.
Corn, yeah.
And then like force your wife and your baby.
Yeah.
To be
and my
also
parents.
Tyler
Yeah.
Corn?
Yeah.
Tyler Corn.
Tyler Corn. That people do call him that in the comments.
I still call him Baby Corn,
Baby
even though
Corn.
he's
He's
not,
not
at
a
all
baby.
a baby anymore.
Also,
Oh.
baby corn is so delicious.
I love baby corn.
It is very delicious.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so cute, too. How does
Yeah.
it look like a little corn on the cob?
Baby Corn?
Yeah.
I'm not sure I know what you're talking about.
Don't you eat Chinese food? It's always in Chinese food.
Oh, maybe I have
Little
had
baby
it then.
corns.
Yeah, little baby
Okay.
corns.
Oh, yeah. Okay, now I know. Yeah.
Yep.
How does it get so small?
It's magical.
They just pick it before it grows up into adult corn.
They pull it out of preschool and
Yeah.
then cook it alive.
Oh my
Jesus.
God. I don't think
Podcast
I've
got dark.
going back to it. I don't think I've ever called you Dave.
Yeah.
And when I refer to you, even to total strangers, I always say Lasercorn.
Thank you.
Without skipping a beat. It's until they're like, "Wait, your friend's name is Lasercorn?" And I'm like, "Yeah, he's got a tattoo." And then it's kind of like you figure
Let's
it out.
gloss over it. Let's just move on.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, don't call me Dave. Don't do it.
Yeah.
I don't
He is
appreciate it.
Lasercorn, and he
Yes.
identifies as a broom.
Yes. I do identify.
Should I ask about that, or should we just move on?
No, yeah, just move on.
Okay, great. How long do you think you're going to keep the orange hair?
I don't know. Oh, my you know this probably. Our hairstylist, we go to the same person, is moving.
Is she really?
Oh no, I just
Is she
dropped this on you.
actually?
Yeah, she's going to Tennessee.
Nashville.
Oh.
Nashville got her.
So
I
I'm
guess
like,
you guys can't ever get your hair
Well-
colored ever again because
This is-
nobody else does that in LA.
well,
This is
no.
the last time you're going to see us like this.
Yeah. But no, other people do it. But I'm like, is this a sign? Should I transition back to my natural hair color? I don't know. I have considered transitioning back to brown. I might just find someone else and do crazy colors again. But this might be the moment where I'm like, okay, hairstylist is leaving. Maybe it's time to go back to brown. Maybe it's time for this Marshall Mathers to finally give up Slim Shady. I don't know. No, I haven't decided yet. But if I was going to transition back to brown, probably sometime this summer it would happen. But there's probably an equal chance that it's just going to stay crazy colors.
Yeah.
How about you? Are you keeping it?
Yeah, I'm staying purple.
Okay.
It's really easy because I don't have to go in for like 2.5 months.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just get to be lazy. And it's still a cool color.
It is.
Yeah.
It looks very cool.
And I don't know who I am without the color.
It's true.
It's my whole identity.
Don't forget that your identity solely rests
No.
on how you look.
That's true.
Let that be a message to everyone that's listening. Your outward appearance is the only thing that truly matters.
You know what's so cute though? You'll love this because you love my dad.
Okay.
When my hair
Oh.
was brown after the wedding last
Yeah.
year, my dad's like, "When are you gonna go purple again?" And like, mind you, my parents are like really conservative, so whenever I started to dye my hair, they were like freaked out. Last year, right after this, my dad goes, when are you going to dye it purple again? I'm like, Dad, do you think I should go purple? And he goes, yeah, it's your branding. And I'm like, what?
Oh, wow, Dad.
Wow, Dad.
I have a similar story. I went home from my brother's wedding, and I didn't tell him I was doing this, but I went back to Brown for his wedding because I'm like, it's his wedding day. I don't want to be drawing attention to myself when, he should be the focus. And so I dyed it brown, and I went back, and I'm like, yeah, I did it because, I was his best man. I'm like, I don't want to take the attention off you. And he looked at me and goes, nah, don't like it. He was like, it should have stayed Lasercorn.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, no, I should have ran it by him. I actually looked and...
Watch
I'm sorry.
your pounding. I know you're very angry.
I actually tried to find someone to dye it before the wedding, dye it back, because that's what he wanted. But I couldn't get someone to do it. No one had the color on such short notice.
Oh, no.
So I couldn't do it. So I went brown. But always check with your loved ones if you're changing your hair color, especially for an event that they are in control of, because they don't always want you changing your color.
I like it. I like imagining you being in Cleveland, Ohio, being like, "No, I want my hair to be like a flame."
Bright orange. Yeah, I'm showing them old pictures and like this. It's
going to a supercuts.
Yeah. They're just staring at me like, what happened to you?
I want to look like I'm torching.
Yeah.
Well, I love the color. And,
thank you.
And if you kept it forever, I would not mind. I would actually be really interested to see 80-year-old Lasercorn with still.
Well, you know what I would do is I would dye gray into it, which I'm actually, if I do keep it, I want to go like kind of old man corn. Just some gray at the temples, gradually get grayer, dye more and more gray in it. Even if my natural hair isn't gray, just like to make me look more distinguished.
Okay.
Yo, I had an interesting thought the other day.
What's that?
So we, Pete and I visited his grandma's like old folks home.
Okay.
And it's like your typical old folks home that you can like imagine in your
it's
mind.
like sad as
I
There's,
mean,
like,
they do sit
old
and
people
fit and
Yeah.
like stuff like that.
It's one of
And
the
food's
saddest.
like,
You know, it's one of the saddest things about those places is when you see just an old person eating alone at the table.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh God, oh, that's gonna be me one day.
So, but the thing is,
Okay.
Pete and I were talking. Our generation's old folks' home is probably gonna rock. Like, don't you think that like there's some entrepreneur out there who's getting ready for us to be like 80 years old, who's gonna be like, okay, we're gonna have yoga, there's gonna be meditation, there's gonna be like Instagram corners, because we're gonna be 80 and we're still gonna be on social media.
Right.
So I feel like
Are we
like
though?
our
But-
generation's old folks' homes is gonna be like sick.
But you do realize that our generation isn't going to have the money for that.
Yeah. That's not
We
my
need-
retirement plan.
We need money.
That's what Patreon is for.
A Patreon
Yeah.
for my retirement home.
Yeah, pay for my retirement home.
Oh God, you have like Jessica Negri. It's like still doing cosplay as like a 80-year-old. Like
She'll still be hot, probably.
Yeah. I feel like by then we're gonna have robot parts anyway.
Yeah, she'll be mostly robot, and it'll
Yeah.
be awesome.
Yeah, I just want some strong legs so I can do some hero jumps off of like the third
Yeah.
floor of like a building.
Okay.
That's all I want. I just
Yeah.
want big, strong robot legs.
all right.
Yeah, my retirement plan. I don't want to do an old folks home because that's putting me in a situation with more people. I'm already the older I get, the less I like people. My retirement plan is to move out to a cabin in the woods that has internet, and just like, when
Become a murderer?
No, become
the
a
way that your
no.
destiny is.
No, I mean if someone shows up on my property, yes, but mostly be a hermit and just not interact with humanity as much as possible. And then, my wife's like, "What if you need medical attention or something? What if you fall down and can't get up?" I'm like, well, then it was my time to go. And like, maybe a bear will get me because that's
dark, dude.
that's
Yeah.
the coolest way to go out. No,
it's not the
like,
coolest way to go out.
getting eaten by a bear, absolutely.
I
it
don't
is.
think so.
Disagree, sir. Disagree.
No, it's horrifying.
You don't want your
Didn't you play
tombstone-
Red Dead?
No, what? Yeah, that is scary. Look, it's going to be scary, but then your tombstone reads, went out fighting a bear.
But wouldn't you want your tombstone to instead read, beat a bear in a wrestling match and then survive to a very long age?
What? But that would involve fighting a bear when I was younger. Like, I'm not going to win at 80.
Hey, don't get down on yourself. Anything's possible.
You think I could beat a bear at 80?
I'm gonna.
Hey, thanks
I'm
for
gonna be
believing
a
in me.
robot.
Oh, that's true. I'll
Yeah.
be mostly
Yeah, I'll be a
robot.
cyborg.
You're right. Okay, so maybe I'll win. But anyway.
I want to fight you at 80.
What? Yeah, when we're mostly robots?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in. Oh, you know what we should do is Remember that mech we got?
Yeah.
Well, the mech they let us drive.
Yeah.
Dude, when we're older, we should buy ourselves some of
Let's
those.
do it.
When the price comes down, when
Yeah.
they get a little cheap. Because
Yeah.
everything gets cheaper as time goes on,
That's
right?
right. Yes.
We
Like
have
DVD.
a mech battle.
I am so down. Mech battle.
Doing it.
You wanna
Alright.
you wanna be the
Yeah.
MC?
Yeah.
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 Check back with us, guys, in 50 years on Smosh Games for Mario
battle.
versus Lasercorn mech battle.
Senior
Mech battle. Senior mech
elderly
battle, yeah.
mech battle.
Yeah.
Senile mech battle coming
No
at
rules,
you.
no teeth, all metal mech battle. Geriatric mech battle.
I love it. I'm so
yes,
sold.
Geriatric mech battle.
Yeah.
I think we're on to something,
Yes.
guys. So we won't even die in a retirement home. We'll die in
Yeah,
the throes of a
flaming
mech
death.
battle.
That's
This is-
how I want to go.
This is even better than the bear thing.
We are Gundam
Yeah.
now.
Now my tombstone will read died in a mech battle.
Yeah.
And that's
Which
all
it-
I want in life.
It really can't get any better than that.
Yeah.
Actually wearing a mech robot T-shirt right now.
That's awesome.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Prepared.
It's my destiny.
It was meant to be.
So speaking of old people, Mari, you're gonna visit your grandma in Japan.
Oh yeah, she's turning 100 years old.
That's insane.
Yeah, on April 1st. But like April Fool's Day doesn't exist in Japan, so there's no like weird day for that.
I didn't
Yeah.
think about that.
She tricks
Yeah.
you. She's like, I'm actually 35. Wait, how? What?
That would mean I'm -9 years old. That math doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't check out.
So you're going back to Japan. So that'll be like your 1 millionth time this year going
No,
to Japan.
I feel like I don't even plan to like go back to Japan, but it keeps calling me back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be a cute little celebration. The mayor of the town is coming.
What?
She gets a little certificate from him.
Mayor McCheese, of course.
Congratulations, you're old as shit.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what it says.
Yeah.
Which I feel like is like just par for Japanese people. It's like, oh, you're 100. There's like 1,100-year-old
Yeah.
people in Japan. But she lives way up north in Japan, which is kind of like the way south of the United States. She's kind of like in the dirty south. If you guys know Boomhauer from King of the Hill,
Yeah.
her
Big ol'
Japanese
diddly.
accent is kind of equivalent to how Boomhauer talks, where it's like it's got such a twang you don't even understand what she's saying. It's so
Really?
cute. Yeah,
That's great.
she's a cucumber farmer.
What?
Nice.
Yeah,
That
Oh my God, that's
explains
your-
why you love cucumbers so
That's your
much.
dream.
Yeah.
To just be surrounded by cucumbers that you
I
can
know.
just eat all day.
That's what I.
Also, that gesture,
Sorry.
yeah, that's not a gesture
Sorry.
you want to do when you refer to eating cucumbers.
You guys don't.
No one eats
You
cucumbers
don't
this
double
way.
fist cucumbers and then just like
Nope. You're the
alternate
no.
He won't
between.
stop. He won't
Please stop doing it.
Sorry.
But yeah,
very
Those of
obscene
you
gestures.
just listening to the podcast are spared his gesture. Be thankful.
I'm sorry.
Don't watch the video.
what's great is that was just your go-to.
Yeah.
You didn't even
Yeah.
think about
Yeah.
it. You're just like, yeah.
You know, when you're eating cucumbers.
How do you guys
As you
eat
do.
How do you guys eat
Not
cucumbers?
with two fists.
Just raw dogging cucumbers, you know?
Jesus.
Yeah, that's probably why I love cucumbers so much. Because whenever I used to visit her, I would run into the greenhouses and just pick up cucumbers off the ground and eat them.
Wow.
That's why my immune system is so healthy.
Yeah, don't you have to wash them first? They like grow in the dirt, right?
I didn't. And there were like these little tiny green frogs on them all the time too. And they were all over the greenhouse. So I would just sit in there with all these little tiny frogs everywhere. And they'd be like all over my legs and stuff. And I'd collect them and then eat cucumbers off the ground. Okay.
So it's like-
Can I stop
I wanna
talking about
see-
myself?
So
wanna
so
see
your
pictures.
diet when you would visit is like half cucumber, a quarter dirt, and a quarter frog.
Yeah. And like their slime.
Oh no!
Frog slide.
Frog slime.
You're like that's why I always hallucinated when I
My
visited.
gosh. Yeah.
Just a 9-year-old Mari tripping out,
Yeah.
tripping balls
So
on a pile of cucumbers.
So then she's up north. Like you had your wedding down south. Mm-hmm. You've been in Tokyo. You've been in Kyoto. Like
Yeah.
what's like your favorite kind of like area of Japan? Because I take any excuse I can to go back. I've only been twice. and
I think
love
I'd
it.
still say Tokyo. Tokyo
really?
is just so cool.
Yeah.
Like, been there so many times. Like, we've explored so much of Tokyo, and
Yeah.
there's still so many nooks and crannies that, like, we haven't explored. But I keep hearing that Osaka is kind of like the Silver Lake or like
the
hipster
Brooklyn,
town.
the Brooklyn
yeah.
of
Or like a Portland or something. You know, like people really like care about their coffees. There's a lot of young people there. I haven't really seen a lot of Osaka, so maybe this time we will.
I would love to go to Osaka because I've heard a lot about it, but I haven't been there.
That's like that town is calling you.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're hipsterville, Ian.
I just sink in with all my Japanese hipsters, you know.
Yeah.
I'll take any excuse to go there. Because they also, I know in Osaka, scrolling through my Instagram, it's mostly food, and they have this like cheesecake. It's like this giant,
that jiggly thing.
like wobbly jiggly like cheesecake that I saw that they sell in somewhere in Osaka.
You go like this, and it's like a wobble butt. The whole thing just jiggles.
Can you smack it and
Yeah.
it jiggles a little? Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, smack the little cheesecake ass.
Yeah.
And the way they make it is like
It's like a sign on the restaurant, no having sex with the cheesecake. Please.
please
Sir,
don't.
madam.
Stop
No.
American pieing it.
Yeah. We've seen what you Americans do to desserts. Not in our establishment.
And of course, like it's like in typical like Japanese fashion, like the way that they make it is like incredibly like precise and fast and like efficient. Like the way that they whip it up and they like pour it into these like little like
Molds.
these little like molds, but it's like perfect every time, like zero drips. It's like and then they come out looking amazing, and I want it so bad.
Yeah, you were obsessing over it last time. You didn't get it.
I know,
Next time.
because we went past it because we were in Tokyo and then we went down to
Hiroshima.
Hiroshima.
Yeah.
Whew, that's a weird that's a weird place because like I didn't know it was such a huge ass city. Like it was almost like a middle finger to the U.S. to be like, oh, like you guys decimated. Well, we're just gonna make this place like 3-4 times bigger than it once was.
Yeah.
Like it's a huge city. I had
It's
no idea.
so big. And then like the buildings that got affected by the atomic bomb are still like as intact as possible, and it's just so like in the epicenter of the entire city. It's very like sad and hopeful at the same time.
Yeah.
I feel like you feel that wherever you go in the city.
Yeah, you do feel the weight of it because we walked through that area because there's that like domed building that was right below the explosion. So
Because the explosion happens like in the air, which I
Right.
didn't know.
yeah, because they detonated in the
I didn't
air.
know that either.
Yeah, well, the f***ed up thing is that the reason they do that is so it has a wider spread. So essentially, like the a nuclear bomb, it's not the blast force that is deadly; it's the heat because you're
Right.
essentially creating a sun for like 1 second.
Right.
So it'll burn everything. But because this like domed building was directly below it, the blast went straight down and the structure actually held in place. So they kept that structure there as sort of like a memorial to the people.
Wow.
Yeah.
But
That's crazy. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Nuts.
Yeah.
I would like to go to Japan at some point too. Check it out. I have
Let's
not
go.
been. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
dude,
got a translator right here.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Put me to work.
I guess
Yeah.
I did kind of use you as a translator.
Yeah.
like-
It's hard not to because I want to like I don't know.
Order
I
me
wanna-
ramen.
But also, like
What's the
everybody
Japanese
speaks.
for
I
ramen?
mean, in the cities, like most people understand English. Like even if they say they don't speak English, they do. They just don't want to
Yeah.
because they're embarrassed. I
They
guess.
say it in perfect
culturally.
English. No, I don't speak any English. Really? Because that sentence sounded good. Yeah, it's surprising. I don't speak any English at all.
Because didn't Kojima like he spoke English? He used to speak English at some of like the presentations. Then it wasn't like the best English, and he got embarrassed. So he said he wouldn't do it again.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
But I will say one thing about Hiroshima though, or Hiroshima, okonomiyaki. Mm-hmm. Oh,
What is that?
oh, dude,
It's
it's.
a weird pancake. How do you
Yeah.
even explain it?
So it's like it's like a savory pancake. It's I'm gonna get the ingredients wrong, but like the Hiroshima style okonomiyaki is like you have like a base of like a batter, right? And it's so they have this giant griddle. So they do like the batter, and then they have like yakisoba. It's like noodles, and they have like a layer of that, and then they you can do different kinds of things with it, but what we did was like pork and then oysters, because like oysters is a Hiroshima thing, and then then like an equal kind of like flat layer of like egg. So they crack an egg, they kind of whip it up, and then they make it in the shape of like a pancake. They put that on top, and then they get like the Kewpie
This
mayonnaise,
does sound
like the
delicious,
Japanese
I'm getting
mayonnaise.
so hungry.
And then they got that black sauce. I don't know what the black sauce is.
I think it's like an oyster or fish sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they got like green onions, and dude, it is so good. And I, coming back to LA, like LA pretty much has any kind of food you can think of,
But not
and it's
that.
really hard to find Hiroshima style okonomiyaki because there's an Osaka style that sucks, and you could usually
take
find
that, Osaka.
you
Your
can usually
style sucks.
you can usually find that.
They should call it Osaka.
Oh
My gosh.
Come at me.
Wow. The whole city just has you plastered.
Yeah.
This man is
Get
not
this
invited
man.
to this city.
wanted dead or alive, but mostly dead.
You started it, man. I was just hype manning you.
Yeah. But I became an evangelist for okonomiyaki after that experience, and I've been looking for it. There's maybe 2 places that I've found in LA that make it like that. It's hard to find, and it's not very like well known. I keep thinking like, man, if people just knew, and somebody opened a restaurant that did okonomiyaki,
It would kill.
I feel like it would kill.
You know what would be a show?
Whoa.
Doing it ourselves. We should get a flat like teppanyaki grill.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have to be that big. Like one of those like portable ones.
Mm-hmm.
We can try it.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, sure.
We can do
Turn it
it.
into a video. If the restaurant fails, at least we'll get some videos out of
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
I think Binging with Babish did one.
Yeah.
But-
See, we could do it.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
that
never
dude's-
cope, by the way, so I don't know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I don't know why I'm volunteering. You guys do it.
Mari will supervise.
She'll eat. She'll
Yeah.
eat it. So if the viewers or listeners happen to come across Hiroshima style okonomiyaki, I say definitely give it a shot. And if you're of drinking age, it's nice paired with a little lager. you
Little
know?
burr?
Yeah, a
Lager.
little
Little burr?
Sapporo, action. Yeah.
I like a nice ginger beer. I don't know why you would ruin the taste with a beer.
You're ruining the taste with ginger. Get out of here.
Ginger's the best. It's so good for your tum, too.
Ginger beer
but
is good.
Did you grow up eating ginger though?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I didn't.
Japanese.
Yeah.
I like ginger dressing on salad.
You are a ginger, too.
Right now I am. That's very true.
You like yourself.
Yeah. I just want to pour myself all over some salad.
Whoa, okay, that's a little bit.
Yeah.
It's a little far.
Redacted. Yeah, just say redacted.
It works.
Yeah.
It's like declaring bankruptcy. It's the same thing.
What's like what do you think is like the coolest place, or like what's a place that you would recommend people go to? Because you've obviously, Mara, you've been to so many places in the past couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
Like what's like, okay, so what's a place for like if you're just looking for a chill vacation, or a place for like exploring?
If you live in the United States and you don't have a passport yet and you're kind of like don't want to go through the whole hoopla of all that stuff, go to Hawaii. I feel like Hawaii
Yeah.
feels like it's halfway around the world.
Because it is.
From California,
quarter of the way,
it's
yeah.
not that far. It's like 4 hours from
Oh,
California.
that's not bad.
No, but it feels like you're in a completely like jungly, different, exotic, gorgeous place. And then your phone works, your money works, your language works.
Yep.
So if you're a U.S. American, I would say Hawaii is like your best shot of like feeling like you're really far away without having to put that much work into
Yeah.
It's a good break.
the process.
Just don't do Oahu. Too many
Yeah.
people.
Too many people.
Yeah.
Maui was awesome.
Yeah.
Maui was dope, and then
Kauai was great.
dope.
Yeah.
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 We picked the good islands.
I know, dude.
Yeah.
I went to Oahu after, and it's fine. Like there's definitely awesome stuff there. The food's great, but there's just so many people, and it's like you go to like this like place that should be an island paradise, and then you like step out onto the street and it's just always people. And you're like, this isn't a paradise. This is just this feels like I'm walking through a mall
Yeah.
constantly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of just like people who actually live there, right?
Sure,
Like,
yeah,
it's
that's
just
true.
a big city.
Yeah, Honolulu is a pretty big
Yeah.
spot. Yeah, Hawaii just seems like like when you're thinking about like a vacation, to me it always just seemed like kind of a cop out because it is so easy, and you're like, guess we're gonna go to Hawaii. Like, not that it's a bad thing. Like, Hawaii is amazing, but I don't know. Like, I wanna go somewhere. I wanna go somewhere like cooler, but also I'm kind of lazy, and I don't wanna. I don't know. I'm also a little afraid of going to a place where English isn't like the main language, because that just gives me too much anxiety.
I feel like the thing is, like, it is such a privilege to know English because it is really the language that is spoken everywhere around the world. Like, there is still basic English pretty much anywhere that normal tourists go. And I feel like in so many ways, like, I don't know how that became the thing around the world that
colonialism.
Yeah, it's just like it was like bullied almost, where it's just like, what do you mean you don't know English? You better learn it. And it's like, why? We're in Honduras, you know, and it's like this thing. But like I've realized wherever I am in the world, you know, like, people know English. It's such a privilege to know it. So it's good to be reminded of it and be grateful for it, and just to understand that, like, you can go anywhere and say it, but at the same time, it's really important to be mindful of, like, oh, this is not the prime language. I should at least know how to say thank you, please, and I'm sorry.
Right. Yeah.
So travel's good. Opens up your eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
But you've always been traveling. Like, even before YouTube, like you like climbed Mount Kilimanjaro, you were doing like ice climbing, you were running away from a possible attacker in, was that Peru?
In Peru, yeah.
In the dark of the night.
But that was literally months before we first met.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, it's one of these things where it's like, we'll never know. But I do feel like I was more of an interesting person because I traveled. Like, I feel like, you know, that first worst audition ever, you know, like, I went into it not knowing what the heck I was doing.
Yeah,
but
so for the people listening that didn't see this was a video that Anthony and I made where we were auditioning people for Smosh Pit Weekly, which was the first video that wasn't going to feature us, and Mari was one of the people that was in the audition. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it was random questions, right? Like, what's your favorite Pokemon? What would you bring to the end of the world? What's the weirdest thing you've eaten? And, like, I feel like I wouldn't have been like a well-rounded, worldly, interesting person to have anything to bring to the table had I not traveled.
Well, because you said the weirdest thing you ate was guinea pig.
Yeah.
And we're like, what?
Yeah, and I'm like, oh yeah, and I know that you have one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's
and
one of
I
the
have
reasons.
some barbecue sauce. So let's get this party started.
Right. Some guinea pig on the barbie.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why I encourage people to travel, because I'm like, I don't know if I would have, like, you know, hit it off with you guys had I just not been, outside of, like, myself. You know what I mean? Like, understood what it's like to just live.
Yeah.
And so, you know, when I hear, like, my nephews, my 7 and 9-year-old nephews being like, oh, I just want to be a YouTuber when I grow up. And I'm like, be interesting first. Like, be a person.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You know, be a whole person so that you have something to bring to the table.
Yeah.
So that you don't go on a podcast and you're like, I don't have any experiences. You know, it's like
this one time in Fortnite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I
got a triple kill.
I think you're totally hitting on something, because I think it is important to see how other people live and like the most important part of being human is being able to place yourself in other people's shoes and understand that everyone has a different experience. And unless you go out there and see it for yourself, you might be missing, you know.
At the same time, though, not everyone has the means to travel.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I would also like recommend that people that are living in the US actually see other places in the US, because it's a huge country. Like, we shouldn't be one country. We are not a country of like one kind of people.
For
like,
sure.
You go around the US and you will see very different people.
So Ian just said that we should not be one country, which means
we should all
he is
secede.
Inciting revolution.
Yes.
So if anyone out there, any government agency is looking for people doing that, this guy.
Don't put me on a list,
And
please.
remember, I'm on this end of the table, not
Yeah, right. You would
associated
be
with.
such a leader. You would be such a
In the
revolutionary.
revolution?
You're like, I don't know what I want, but I just wanted to be called Lasercorn.
Yeah.
Who's with me?
It's like, does this mean we get machetes?
Yeah. It's like, look, I have nothing to do with this revolution. It's like, why is everything behind you on fire? That was there when I got there.
This is Fire City, so
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
you can see the sign that I didn't just make now that says Fire City.
Yeah.
So it's been Fire City for a while.
I think
Way
of
to
like
go.
Zelda,
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Just everything is torched and lavaed. You would live there.
But I think that is super important. But yeah, you're totally right. There's a money barrier
Yep.
for sure. Luckily there's ways to cut costs on travel. There's hostels. I never did.
I did
a
the hostel thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to kind of like keep your wits about you. But there are some interesting people.
Yeah.
I stayed in a hostel in the ski town in France called Chamonix, and like everyone there was an expat. Like they used to live in the United States. They had like families, jobs, corporate jobs. They had like normal lives over here, and then they're like, one day I just up and left everything, and I've been here for 25 years. I'm like, whoa, what do you do every day? And they're like, well, I just ski on the mountain.
That's a little bit of a privileged situation.
Yeah,
Like,
how do
not
they pay for
everybody
their ski
can
pass
just-
and
yeah.
skis?
Yeah, well, and then it's also like
Oh, by the
leaving
way, I have a
everything.
rich dad.
Yeah, it's weird. It's interesting.
But there's certainly there's a way to do it. But I do think it's a lot of like Europeans criticize Americans for not traveling. And it's like, you realize there's this thing called the ocean.
Yeah.
Like,
So you guys take a train and you're in a completely different culture.
yeah,
Which I think it's
so
very
cool. It's so cool.
If anything, don't do what I did and spend your entire savings on traveling, which is one of the reasons why I was taking so many jobs, which is probably how I ended up taking like a Smosh gig in the first place, because I was just like, oh my gosh, I have nothing in my savings account now. So
I need a job.
yeah, I better just take anything.
Well, that worked out.
It worked out in a way where it was never expected, which I think is like, I don't know. So cool.
So for everyone listening, all you have to do is spend all your money on travel.
No, don't
And
do
it'll
that.
all work out.
And
No,
it'll
no,
all
don't
work
do it.
out. You'll get picked up by a YouTube channel, and you'll get brand deals, and you'll be just fine.
No.
Terrible advice.
That's my job here, is to give terrible advice. If it wouldn't be the SmoshCast if I didn't. Do you guys have any weird story? What's the weirdest story between you two?
That involves both of us?
Yeah.
Oh, I have one, and this is pretty recent.
Okay.
I feel like this story highlights you in the best possible way, and I feel like it wraps up you perfectly. So it was your wife's birthday. It was a surprise party that you very successfully pulled off for her. And it was silent disco, which means
Yes.
that you wear headphones like this, and there's a DJ playing only music into your headphones and no other music is going on. And so if you take it off, there's just no music, and if you put it back on, there's headphones. Everyone listens to the same song, and so you kind of dance around when you want to.
And if you have the headphones off, everyone looks crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone really does look super crazy if you don't have it on.
Yeah.
Okay, so I look over. There's 2 channels on your headsets. You can either be on the blue channel or the green channel, and they have like different songs on each.
What?
And so I go over and get some snacks or something, and I come back and I look at this ocean of people. Everyone's dancing and having a great time. It's really, really cool. Everyone's got their headphones on, and like everyone's bopping like kind of at the same time. Everyone has blue headphones. And the one person in the ocean of people with green headphones is this guy.
I
Bopping.
made the playlist on the green channel.
Bopping
Yeah.
to the same rhythm as everyone else when I clearly know that you're not listening to the same song.
I can't dance. I just mimic what other people are doing.
I just feel like that's how you go through life. You're like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm having the same conversation as you, and it's like, we're having a different conversation.
Yeah.
Wow.
I love it.
Yeah,
my
I mean,
favorite.
the story that immediately comes to mind for me is Mari's various injuries. She was, where she was in a hamster ball and wearing a GoPro and somehow managed to smack herself in the face with the GoPro. Explain how this happened.
Okay, so it's a giant human hamster ball that is blown up, and you are able to step inside of it and roll in it. I don't know. You guys probably had the brilliant idea to put a GoPro on my head.
And I did it,
Well,
too.
we needed the first-person view.
Yeah, the first-person view. But everyone else did it and was fine.
Okay, well, I have a very small head. I have like a toddler-sized head. My 7-year-old nephew's beanie fits on my head, so I have a very small head. I don't know why I don't have a back of a head, but it's just it's a straight line from my neck, and then it's my face. It's like a letter D. Anyway, it slid down right to the bridge of my nose, and in that moment, the monstrosity that Wes is.
Oh yeah, this is Wes's fault.
I don't know.
I knew it.
I don't know why he shoulder checked it from the back. But that sent me flying into the front, and then I nearly broke my nose.
Yeah, well, you had a big-ass cut on your nose, right?
Yeah,
And
I had to Nelly it for like a week and a half. I had a Band-Aid on my face.
Yeah, no, that was a cool look.
Cool.
You were gangster.
I kind of liked it too.
And then that night, there was a bunch of us partying at Joven and Wes's place, and we stayed up very, 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 very late.
Yep.
And you were hanging out, just kind of being like chaperone to all the kids.
Yep.
The kids being us. And then you went home. Like, I don't think you slept,
Yeah,
right?
I got on a flight that morning.
Yeah, and you went back home, and you didn't feel right?
Yeah.
So you went to the doctor.
Forgot about this.
So you could tell this story, because this is your story.
Okay. So I went to the ER because I was having headaches, and I do like a CAT scan or CT scan or whatever you do for your head, and the doctor says, "Gosh, did you go to sleep last night? Because you have a mild concussion." And I said, "No, actually, my friends like kept me awake all night because they were up." And he's like, "Well, your friends saved your life." And in my head,
by partying.
I'm like, my dumb friends are partying. Like, I distinctly remember like. What was it like you and Joven were like wrapped in blankets like on like the corner like sofa. I think I was just like looking from afar, and I'm like, are you guys okay? Like, I was just playing mom all night, but then to hear this doctor be like, your friends saved your life, as if this like is like angelic thing happening.
Some altruistic thing they were doing
Yeah.
when they were just trying to have a good time.
Yeah, you're just being idiots.
Yeah.
See, partying saves lives.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Bill
Again,
and Ted
with
were
the
right.
terrible information.
Yeah.
And also, don't play hamster balls with Wes, because he could kill you.
Giant hamster ball.
I feel like he's this sweet boy, and then all of a sudden he has like a fit of anger, and he's like, and he hulks out, and he's like, let's shoulder check this 100-pound girl in a hamster ball.
Yeah.
I'm still
Good
friends
times.
with these people.
Good times.
Gosh, I forgot that. That's the part 2 of that story. I totally forgot.
Yeah. Yeah, that you
When
almost.
you
Oh yeah,
saved
the
my
part where you
life.
almost died. Yeah.
That's the moral of the story. If you think you have a concussion, don't go to sleep that night.
Well,
not partying saves lives.
You're not.
No, but
not more-
why can't both be true?
Fine, it's both.
I thought I read that you're not more likely to die if you're asleep. You're just more likely to
never
die
wake
and
up.
no one notice. Well, like if you, I forget what I read, but it's like if you enter a state where like you are going to die from your concussion. Like if you're awake, people will notice. They'll be like, "Hey, why'd you suddenly slump over?" But if you're asleep, you just keep being asleep. Yeah. So it's like people actually notice. So yeah, that's why they tell you to stay awake. I think. Or it could be totally wrong. Someone fact check me. I'd love to be wrong.
Any neurologists out there?
Yeah.
Hit us up.
And if any questions about space, Mari can answer them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the help of
Bill Nye.
Wikipedia.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kevipedia.
There's over 72 stars in space too, right?
That's true, and one of them is named after you.
Lasercorn?
Yep.
There's a Lasercorn star?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's not.
Oh.
There isn't. But I figured,
Why
like,
would you lie about space?
Oh, I was trying to gauge your excitement, because if you're really excited, that I would buy it for your birthday. Oh. But Mortal Kombat comes out on your birthday, I think. So
You can't
that'll
cheer
be
me
my
up.
gift for you.
Nope, I need a Lasercorn
I'm
star.
making it happen.
And just so you guys know, speaking of Mortal Kombat, we got early access to Mortal Kombat 11.
Irreverent.
So we're gonna be playing it before anyone else does. We got an exclusive new look. So
yeah.
pretty excited
Thank you,
about
WB
that.
Games.
So
Yeah, thank
So
you.
please, if you're not yet subscribed to Smosh Games, please do that. And for the heck of it, just watch a bunch of videos. Just get back up to speed. You know, it's a new life for Smosh Games. I'm very, very, very excited. One of the sort of big things with Smosh Games was when the whole like Defy thing happened. We were sort of, because like I sort of became a little bit separated from Smosh Games like towards the end with Defy. It was just like I was so heavily focused on like main channel, and I didn't realize like all of the f***ery, shall we say, that Defy had with Smosh Games. And one of Defy's like sort of
Sins.
one of their plans
Plan.
for like their idea of, and this actually kind of also went for Smosh as well, but they were like, we just need young hot people to be on these channels, and we'll just get rid of all the old people, because they treated it like Disney.
That's rough.
Yeah.
And that's not how the internet works. Like,
Yeah, that worked out really well for that SourceFed channel.
oh man.
Yeah,
When
you
they just got
can't
rid of
do
everyone
that.
and replaced them with Now This Nerd.
Yeah.
It went over really
Which I
well.
saw they deleted that. I think
Yeah.
they deleted that because it was too much
It
of an
was so
embarrassment.
bad.
Yeah.
So like Defy, you know, in so many words, was not necessarily forcing, you know, the OGs out, but they weren't making it easy for you guys to stay around. And I was only so much aware of this because I was just fully focused on like the main channel creative stuff. I didn't realize how much, you know, bad stuff was happening over there. So when Defy, you know, collapsed and I started talking to all you guys, I was, because like with Smosh Main, it was very obvious what we were going to do. We're just going to keep going at it. But then I started talking to all you guys. I was like, oh, but this happened, this happened, this happened. Oh my God, this is like,
Yeah.
and so like, you know, one of my priorities was like Smosh and Smosh Games shouldn't be like a separate thing. Like it should just be Smosh. Like there shouldn't be a reason why we look at Smosh and Smosh Games as any different. You know, it's just us playing games over here. Like there shouldn't be so much of a separation. That's what I want to do going forward. You know, we're just a big old family. You're going to see new faces, you're going to see old faces, you're going to see, you know, people you don't normally see on Smosh Games from like main Smosh and some videos on Smosh Games and vice versa. It's just going to be a big old family, and I think that's what it should have been in the first place. And that's what it was in the first place, but it just got kind of more separated.
Yeah. I feel like a company that isn't working with us day in and day out, like the people who ran that company barely saw us.
Yeah.
And so I feel like they were able to see it in a really cold way, where it was like, let's separate these into two different groups because it's easier to market, it's easier to brand, it's easier to talk to somebody who doesn't know these people and say, these people are in this group and this is in this group. And so that's why it was separated out, because it was seen as a really heartless sort of thing where you can just kind of tie it up in a neat little bow. But I think we've all realized that we're so well-rounded and so like differently talented, and there's no reason why any of us should have to stick to one thing or another. It's the reason why all of us are here is because we're so multifaceted. You know, it's like Lasercorn plays video games, but he also writes and he has scripts and like he has different passions, and like, and he's also able to edit, and he's able to, you know, like create like a voice through edits. And I don't know. I think it comes from the fact that we've all had these like really weird, windy roads to get here, but a company like Defy really wanted to like just keep us in a box and say, well, that doesn't belong over there, so you can't even do it.
Yeah.
One of the most fun videos we did was when Shane came and did Nick Cage joins joins Grand Theft Smosh.
Yeah.
Which was awesome and hilarious. And he did through the entire video this really funny Nicolas Cage impression and acted like him and stuff and was over the top. And at the end, we're like, man, that was awesome. We should do more of this, like Smosh and Smosh Games collaborations. And then just like it never happened. Like we had trouble getting him for stuff. And I understand he was busy with other stuff, but like, I'm like, there should be more, more crossover.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I mean, it just makes sense. Like when awesome stuff like that happens, like, yeah, we have the opportunity to do that. And we just need to take advantage of that. Like,
I mean, it must be really cool for you having like a fresh new beginning. I mean, you've been at this from the start. You've seen it from, something that you never expected to turn into this beast. Yeah. And now you get to do whatever you want with it.
Well, not whatever I want, but for the most part, if it makes sense, I can't just be like, well, tomorrow we're gonna transition Smosh to a cruise line live show, and we're just gonna be doing shows on cruises. Not that I would want to do that because I don't.
We would have an opening number. I've always wanted an opening number.
We'll get you an opening number.
Yeah, you keep trying to pitch us on this opening number thing.
I was like, Lasercorn, you would love it. You would have a tap number, and then you'd have like a quick change.
Her name is Mari. Takahashi Mari.
Rakahashi?
Yeah.
I remember you saying you wanted to do a podcast like months ago, and now you got it.
Yeah, it didn't make sense at Defy. It never felt right. And this, to me, like the podcast to me now is just so important with what we're doing and just being able to, open the listeners and the viewers up to our lives and what the whole situation is, because the big like separation for me is like, people usually only see what's on camera or like what's in the sketches, but they don't see like the family actually at work and like together, and they don't understand like the relationships that everyone has. Like it's an awesome place to be, and we just haven't been able to show people that part of it. So this was kind of like the opportunity to open that window and get people a little closer to us.
Also having this candor, right? Because like this is the way we talk to each other normally without cameras. Yeah. But the content that we've always made, as soon as there's a camera, there's this need for it to be like punchy and over the top and like really exciting and something that we visualize will be like a really good video. And I think we all want that, and that's why we become these like personas of ourselves. But I think it's really wonderful that the audience gets to see a different side, which is the way we talk to each other normally, which is like not up here, oh my god, up here, but like this is the regular tone and the candor, and and I think that our conversations go from like hilarious to deep all the time. And so I think it's really cool to be able to share that.
And it's cool to just show people like you don't have to be like a crazy character to be like interesting. Like just be yourself. And that's interesting enough. Like just be like honest and true to who you are, and people appreciate that.
That's the takeaway. That's the 15-second clip.
And party to save lives.
Yeah.
You just ran.
I'm sorry. I can't see like I have an issue with like,
You're
when I'm like serious about things, like then I just have to ruin it with a stupid ass joke.
Is it a joke though if it works? If lives are saved?
That does it for this week. If you're not yet subscribed to the SmoshCast on any of your favorite podcast apps, please do that. And if you are subscribed to this on YouTube, thank you so much. You can see our faces. That's pretty cool. But if you want to hear it first, you got to hear it on the podcast apps. And then it comes out Friday for YouTube. Also, Smosh Games is coming back April 10th, baby. We're going to be doing a little tour, showing you guys around the space, and then we're playing some Mortal Kombat 11. No, we're gonna get copyright strike for that.
Oh yeah, because that was perfectly on pitch.
And
even
that'll
the algorithm's like, no, not that one. That one's fine.
So Mortal Kombat video will be coming out on the 13th. So subscribe to Smosh Games. There's going to be a lot more content coming out there. we're gonna be in it more. Myself, Courtney, Shane, Damien, like we're all
You're coming back.
I'm coming back. Yeah. So it'll be a lot of fun. Thank you guys so much for coming. I can't wait to do more things with you guys. I'm so excited.
Yee.
Welcome back.
Woo.
Woo. Mwah.
Caught it. No, it's mine. Stop it.